I'm looking over here at the live chat, and I got people saying, Georgia, only reason they got Travaris Robinson as their co-DC is because they overpaid for him. There are reports they paid $1.3 million for him. That's his annual salary. Those are the reports. That's not overpaying for Travaris Robinson. And I'll address this. Okay, so how do you know he's overpaid? How do you know T-Rob's overpaid? What scale do you use? How much should he make, by the way? If you think he's overpaid, how much should he make? How did you arrive at that dollar figure? What kind of scale do you use? What kind of comparative analysis do you do in the market or within the industry in general? How much should a DB's coach make? How much should a wide receivers coach make? And how do you factor all that in? So how do you get your number that comes out in your conveyor belt? I'll probably hear silence for quite a while on that. T-Rob, I think, made $800,000 a year at Alabama. All right, very quickly, I'm going to walk you through how this works. So he made $800K a year to be a DB coach at Alabama. I'm going to call him a DB coach at Georgia because I don't think he's calling plays over there. So you can put co-DC next to his name all you want to. I'm going to call him a DB coach. So I'm actually going to cede that for benefit of the argument. The Power 4 market value, ACC, Big 12, SEC, Big 10 for a DB's coach is about $425 to $450K a year. But that's not the gotcha figure because this is not just a random Power 4 job. It's an SEC DB job, and it's the University of Georgia. So in the SEC, they typically allocate about 5.5% of their total salary pool to pay a DB coach. This is the University of Georgia. You may or may not be aware, they've got one of, if not the fattest salary pools, not only in the SEC, but in college football. So guess what 5 to 5.5% of the salary pool that Kirby Smart has at Georgia comes out to be? Voila. About $1.2 to $1.3 million per year. Let's say we're on the low end. Let's say it's 1.2. Well, Josh, they still overpaid $100,000. You want to know how I can make that up? If that's even accurate, how I can make that up is saying, I need an extra $100K worth of value. How do I define it? He's a good recruiter? Yeah, but that's already baked in. How about I took a coach from Alabama who, until further notice, is still the biggest threat to me in this conference? T-Rob's not overpaid. If you were paying him 1.3 at Kentucky, he'd be overpaid because Kentucky doesn't have the same salary pool that Georgia does. So it's all contingent on who hires someone and where they go. So a lot of people are running their mouth about that. They don't know what they're talking about because I'm not even privy to the inner workings of the finances there. I just know a little bit more about it than the average person because I do pay attention to this stuff behind the scenes. They have that salary pool for a reason. Kirby's got the recruiting budget he does for a reason. They got the facility budget they do for a reason. He walked in and said, I want to win titles. If you do too, here's what it's going to take. You got to give it all to me. And they've given it all to him. The B-roll right now of him holding that trophy, that's a national title trophy. They won 2 in a row because they do that sort of thing. That's how they roll there. And they will not continue to cut corners. So if it takes 1.3 to sign the guy they want, they're going to pay 1.3. But they didn't go well above and beyond. They didn't overspend for him. They spent exactly in the range that the book says they should have spent for him.